the goal is to get you guys RP certified enough to be in these missions, and then eventually, when it doesn't need my observation, that you guys can go on these missions and be trusted to properly obey the guidelines that have been set for these meetings to go well. Hopefully, give our RP scores a boost, and if it goes well enough, I can probably even convince the angels to, make this eligible for RP counts for some of y'all higher level doctors that are complaining for surgeries or RPs in y'all department. That's the ultimate goal too with this, because I know a lot of y'all be shy and don't be wanting to, you know, do too much. But that's basically the blueprint and the layout for this department, guys. Omega, I see you have a question, so I'm gonna let you get into it before we go into the basics.
So we're gonna get like the macros and stuff like that in a paper and stuff like that.
We've been in here for hours.
Once I
hours. Amy,
oh,
can
I'm
you
sorry.
like
Go ahead,
read?
sweetie.
Where do we get that? Or
So
is it gonna
once
be like a new
once they're generated, I'm gonna go over them closely with the unit head, which is Dr. Irvin. He'll be sent them, and then I'll also explain to him the hiring process and the competency that I'm looking for to make sure that you guys are ready for this type of stuff. And that's basically how that's going to go. But yes, it's going to be a full set of macros to initiate the meetings, certain things that are being asked during the meetings for those of y'all that are struggling with body cam. But just like CPRs, these are going to be buddy missions. That's why we're going to start off. The first couple missions going to be me and Mr. Irving. Zeus will tag along with us if he has availability. And that's basically how that's going to go. You want to say something, Dr. Irving?
Yeah, I would think like after the macros are generated, we'll also have like a log. We'll have like a whole log for you to document every last thing that you did, because you might have to follow up with those same people because it is outreach. So along with the macros, there'll also be like a log that's generated the same way we log everything else. So that'll help as well.
Yes. So actually after this meeting, I'm actually finna go create a forum right now in the Discord. And in the outreach unit, I'm gonna have all of the macros posted there from how you're greeting them. Once we see how these first 2 weeks goes, see if y'all listen, see if we can get it right. And if y'all fall in line with this pretty well, yeah, the goal is to eventually not be able to, well, be able to have these meetings elsewhere, just inside the hospital. Like, I'm aiming to get them in the theater for the most part, because I know the bar sometimes gets chaotic, but I also know that's where a lot of the top dogs hang. But just with recent events, we kind of, the Angels kind of iffy about that, so we still ain't got that approved. But for right now, we gonna do these hospital meetings. If we can get them in a situation to where they're in the if we can take them, like, let's say they're outside and we drive them into the garage maybe, and can have a meeting maybe in those back rooms or something, that's where it'll be held. Because for right now, the goal is to have them in the back little meeting rooms. I see you got your hand up, Mr. Zeus. Go ahead.
Oh, that's a damn man. Yeah, I was just gonna say, one of the biggest things, in looking and being a part is having good de-escalation skills. It's kind of putting you guys and us in a diplomatic position, to negotiate, interact, and just kind of put things on the table for the faction and stuff like that. So one of the things, if you're thinking about joining or what have you, it's definitely totally going to be up to Irvin. But one of the things that I think just overseeing is we're definitely going to be looking to make sure you've had all your de-escalation classes, but also your skill with that, because we already know how they come, even when you are working with them downstairs on floor one. So not being negative about it, we know that they're going to have some feelings. So you got to be able to restrain yourself, be able to listen, hear them, and be able to kind of counteract proactively and positively to be able to come to a solution. A big part of this unit is solution oriented, and so forth. So
Yep. I can't even disagree with that because that was pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, guys, that's basically the blueprint. So as far as the meetings, all of the meetings will have to be body cammed and they will have to be done with either the head or the co-heads. So once it gets established enough, I'm gonna be in close conversations with Dr. Irvin, see who he's seeing, see who he's feeling like has good potential, and a co-captain will be selected within the next 2 weeks for each one of these units. So all of these meetings will have to be conducted with Dr. Irvin or whoever he decides to appoint as co-captain. And it can be other members. So cranberries, browns, y'all will be able to do these missions too, but especially as scrubs, definitely gonna have to make sure a specialist or a GP is with you. As of for right now, that's going to be the main standing of it. The meetings will be body cammed. And like Dr. Zeus said, professionalism is key. Like any type of like angry disputing, or you guys have to understand that we're here to listen. So they might not give us responses that we might be too pleased to hear, but at the same time, we have to understand that because this is us trying to make peace for our faction at the end of the day. So with them being frustrated, it might be things going on out here with these lower rank scrubs that we're not seeing that's causing a lot of this frustration. So we have to listen, but we also have to, explain the protocols for us. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't be getting in between y'all one-on-one beefs, y'all doing all of these 1v1s. I'm not gonna, be encouraging my staff to go out and do these calls, especially if y'all basically giving my staff ultimatums that are now making them making a decision to either be insubordinate or abandon their job. And I'm not going to personally put y'all in that situation, nor will I allow the citizens to. So that's the whole purpose of this little gathering and this unit coming together, is so that we can get to the bottom of these events and hopefully put a cease to all of this senseless killing, because I've asked plenty of them, and see, when I ask them, it seems like their answers are pretty rhetorical, but that's why we're going to be tying in. The goal is to tie in with gang leaders and gang deputies to basically have these meetings and see, like, okay, because we can just talk to any gang member, but is anything really going to get done? Just like when you guys have big issues, we can talk to the other leaders, but for certain actions to be done and hold stake to it, you got to talk to one of the big dogs, like the white jacket. So it's the same kind of narrative with the gangs. A lot of them do take their experience and their RP serious. So I do feel as if talking to more of the head honchos instead of the middle people will get more to a common ground, because now if we're catching these people do these type of things, oh, we're sending this, not only tickets, but we're sending this to the leader. Your gang members are out here doing this after we just had a discussion and said, you feel me, we wasn't finna be acting silly. So can we do something about this? That's gonna be the whole narrative behind that. And yeah, that's basically, outreach is gonna be pretty simple, but the guidelines is gonna be so specific because MD6, I don't want y'all feeling like y'all get to this position of prominence, y'all can go to gang house to have meetings. That is absolutely a no-no, whether the body cams is on or not. Tried that my first term, somebody messed it up. We just gonna leave it at that. So cannot go to no gang house, cannot do that stuff. Now, if we act right with this regime, I can create an argument to the angels, guys. So this all depends on y'all and how serious y'all take that. I've been hearing y'all, I've been listening to y'all cries about certain dissatisfactions. So hey, we got 3 brand new units that's giving y'all fun things that y'all actually have interest in to change in the HP. And I personally feel like it'll make all of our experiences better as a faction. So definitely this is what we're gonna be pushing, and this is the main goal. That basically ties up everything for the meetings, how they'll be conducted, and the protocols about doing them. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns before
Yes, I have
I
a
get into
question.
select? Go ahead, gorgeous. What's up?
I kind of forgot my question, but I think I know it. Is it gonna be like all of the game members, or is it gonna be like certain game members that we're gonna have a like talk with?
So the
Because I don't
goal
want to like
is
all the game members that like be out there doing that, and I don't want to feel like we're targeting every gang member. Or so it's not game member, like every gang. So it's gonna be like certain gangs.
No, you absolutely right. That's a good question because it's not always like, even though it's very rare, and I've been around for a long time, we do get members that actually do retaliate in our defense sometimes. And I get it. And that's another thing that I would hate to come across as an MD6. That's why we got to take these protocols very, very carefully, guys. Specific guidelines. But the goal is, Miss Queen, I really want to just meet with gang leaders or deputies at the lowest, to be honest, because they're usually the people that can make big calls and cut people loose if they start, messing up. Because believe it or not, gangs are basically factions too. Their role here is just to break the rules in a RP proper way, if that makes sense.
Right.
And keep in mind, right? Keep in mind that the outreach unit is like for them to get to know us as well, because there's a lot of personality here inside the HP, right? So we want to keep, be letting them know that we're gonna meet the gang members and the other faction members who have the ability to RP, who know how to RP. Because I see what you mean by like, we're not just gonna target them. So it has to be like a reason, has to be a purpose as to why we're meeting. But keep in mind that
Right.
this outreach unit is about us showing them that at the Glendale HP we're able to follow these rules and we're able to have fun at the same time, but we're showing them who we are as well. And we're, because I know that there's so many of y'all that may have like ideas. Like I have ideas. I want to do a like a reggae night, just one night where I'm just playing all reggae music, everything. Like everybody's invited. Once we have these things like regular, they know that there's a outreach unit. They know that anybody here who have our ideas, even for the other ranks, everybody has a chance to, because there's no bias, so everybody has a chance to shine. Everybody has a chance to propose an event, and we use the theater to our advantage. But just keep in mind that we're showing them who we are as well as the HP, because we have so much personality here. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about.
I would
All
even
right.
argue.
I,
I would even argue to say that, um, even because to your point, certified. I know that there's only certain gangs, but I also think if we just were to meet with just those certain gangs and not give everybody the floor, every leader, every deputy the floor that leads a gang out there, it could create more, friction. And I think the best thing to do is to provide a platform for all. So inviting everybody, every gang, that's willing to come to the table to break bread with us, to have a diplomatic discussion, to come to agreements and resolves, and so forth. And I don't, I'm not unrealistic. It may be some things there's like, all right, maybe right now isn't the season that we gonna come to an agreement, but also, it's too many gangs out there. Some of them are going to agree with us, so it's just giving them the opportunity and us the opportunity to lay it on the line and create a connection, create a bridge, and it's not gonna happen overnight, but we gonna start the construction now and hopefully have, a stable bridge to walk across and be able to continue, even after Chief.
Exactly. Go ahead, Omega. I see you've had your hand up for a sec.
So we're doing. So this outreach thing is a diplomatic approach to talking to gang members and seeing like how we go around with dealing with, you know, a lot of people just killing us, and like the reason why like we're stuck trying to, like, stuck not helping them sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but it's like Dr. Irvin said, it's ultimately to open a more wider door for inclusive and engaging RP within the whole community is Glendale. That's really the ultimate goal. Us dying on CPRs is just a pinpoint because that just happens too commonly, and it's like y'all can't be mad with us because we're not coming out and y'all costing us our jobs. You know what I'm saying? I've had to sadly release people, and I know for a fact they wasn't doing stuff with ill will or intention heart, but because they got put up in the wrong situation at the wrong time, it always ends like that, and it's just like I don't want to keep having this hard disconnect between civilians and EMS, thinking that we don't care about them as civilians as patients, when it's really them that's putting us between a rock and a hard place to properly do our jobs. So that is the main goal, but like Dr. Irvin said, the ultimate goal is to open like multiple doors for way more engaging RP within the city as a whole involving EMS.
Yeah, the gang members is just one aspect. I know it's a lot of gang members, but we want other factions to get involved eventually as we go along with the outreach unit. We definitely want some other factions to get involved as well. Like the gang members don't run the whole entire Glendale. They don't take over. So, they that's just one aspect of it, but it is like a whole of who we are as outreach and who we are as HP, and like for them to see us, like I'm willing to do an event at the theater, have everybody, a couple of people, like eight people, eight different medics on a stage at one time. It could be a dating show, it could be a game show, it could be a competition, but we need them to see our personality more than anything. So we're showing them who we are too. Like they don't run the whole Glendale. We somebody too. That's what this whole thing is about.
Heard.
Um,
Faction.
Miss Light and Dr. Irvin, do you guys want to touch on um, if there is going to be restriction or limitation on certain ranks being able to be a part of the unit?
Oh yeah, it's already been said in the announcement. So everybody here is basically clear except for KT. But by the time he ranks up next week and we start doing these missions, he's more than welcome to apply too. So all of you guys that want to apply, um I will be generating an interview process for you guys just to make sure you're competing with your one state rules and certain protocols within the unit. And that's basically how you're gonna be cleared to do it. Then we're also gonna have another interview if you want to be one of the basically one of the meeting constructors. So I'm gonna orchestrate that very closely with Dr. Irvin as well. We're gonna get that generated and have that done by the end of the weekend. We just basically wanted to have this meeting because I know the first meeting that we have is gonna be on Thursday, apparently with Forever Paid. Jesus Christ. Wish us luck. Yeah. So having to sit down with Forever Paid. If you guys have any interest on how these meetings are gonna go, you're welcome to come sit down and attend. Only requirement I have for expectation is you do have to at least be a medical intern. Um I will for this very first meeting, just because I know a lot of the blues have interest and some of them are just missing certain things today where they couldn't really get their stuff. But yeah, y'all will be welcome to too. Okay, so as of right now, they're saying they want to do it for 12 noon, but then at the same time, they were telling me that that's usually when they have a lot of stuff going on. So they're going to confirm with me by tomorrow and I'll have a set time for it. I'll probably drop the announcement in the Discord. And yeah. You guys can come along, tag along, watch, take note. You say what, Miss Queen? I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be at work, RL.
Well, it might not happen at that time, girl. You know, certain people, they be into the thick of it. So it might be 12 noon and they might get there and be like, hey, man, say, maybe we could push this back a couple hours. Because it's happened, you know. But as of right now, that's what they saying. But it's like 3 different people done tell me this. So I'm like, okay, they might be on board. But one of their deputies told me specifically, like, hey, we be having stuff going on at this time. So I don't know if we will be able to make it, but I'll talk with the gang leader, see, and then tomorrow I'll have a confirmation. So all of y'all that really want to see that meeting, just stay tuned in the Discord faction announcements. And yes. Oh, and that's perfect, Miss Queen. We can if it's not at your work time, which I hope it's not, I actually encourage you guys to come. Now, as far as this goes, me and Irvin specifically will be doing a sit down with them. With that being said, we basically covered all of the important topics. That's gonna be our first sit down. Hopefully, we can get some understanding